It's unbelievable. Really, it's probably the greatest machine I've ever seen for treatment of muscles and backs.
They're pretty amazing machines. I go in there. I went in Saturday morning. I couldn't hardly get out of bed. I couldn't walk. I was all bent over, you know, and crooked. I couldn't do anything. And after working a little bit on that morning, I was able to get around.
It's a very good thing. It's a shame we didn't have that 7 or 8 years ago. I might not have had this.
When Isaiah Thomas injured his ankle in Game 6 of the NBA playoffs, it called for quick and dynamic results. They took him to the LA Raider training camp, and there he used a machine similar to this one, the Myopulse, one of several state-of-the-art sports training aids featured at the new Nielsen Clinic in Farmington. Isaiah walked into the Raiders camp. He took these two things, they put it on his ankle, and just let it go.
What this does with the computer is finds damaged tissue. Its secondary gets rid of pain, which is fantastic.
It's something that came upon me just today, you know, very suddenly. I've had them before, but never in the position this one is, and I had to play the last 14 holes kind of limping and gimping around, so hopefully the little machine will do wonders again. I had it on my shoulder the early part of the year, and it works. I have to say that, it works. Whatever it does, it seems to work.
To me, we tell people it's like Star Wars, you know, that we're using, because the machines, they make the noise, you know, when they're working on you, and you have a hard time believing you're really getting fixed, but the proof is in how you feel down the road. And I feel sorry for anybody that's going to the old type therapist with the, you know, putting the hot and cold, and you know, it's just going to take you forever to get well.
Ever since I've been working with them, I have had no injuries, nothing even close to an injury.
Gentlemen that run that facility are excellent in their field. I think as much as they are technicians in what they do, they are friends to all of us, and they've gotten to know what makes us hurt, how to correct those hurts.
Correcting some of those hurts is achieved through a process known as diagnostic electronics. Sports therapist Paul Calloway employs the use of two devices known as the Electro Acuscope and the Myopulse. This method of treatment is very popular in curing common injuries.
Both the Electro Acuscope and the Myopulse, the principle is very simple. It scans the body for its electrical properties of each different type of tissue in our body. If there is some abnormality in the resonant frequency of each different type of tissue, then it will send out a treatment frequency which brings that abnormality back to a normal, neutralized type condition. All those things just disappear, and the body takes care of itself in an accelerated manner, up to 3 times normal rate.
Surgery, I used it daily, once or twice a day. Whenever I would get tender or get sore, I would use the Myopulse and put it on the shoulder, and it seemed to relieve the pain every time.
Been treated regularly for the last year and a half since they were out last year, and feel it has helped my problems tremendously. Last year at this time I was not able to bend my right elbow, and I've had, you know, a complete reversal of that, and there's no pain involved, and the restriction of the elbow is not there anymore.
Doctors are using what's claimed to be one of the major medical advances, and that's electronic stimulation to alleviate acute and chronic pain. Here to explain more about this latest technology is Dr. Stephen Rosenblatt, director of the Professional Acupuncture Group at Cedars-Sinai Medical Center in Los Angeles, and a member of the Medical Advisory Board for the 1984 Summer Olympics. Using electronic stimulation to erase chronic pain.
Right. Well, you know, basically, Gary, the body is made up of electronic stimulation. And one of the things that acupuncture for years had been working on was by stimulating certain parts of the electronic system. And what we're finding now is that most pain in chronic disease is really a result of a short circuit, you might say, in the electrical system. As you know, when you go to visit your doctor, he's looking at all types of electrical measures. He's measuring your heart rate, right, an EKG. He may measure brain waves, EEG. He may take EMGs. So we know for years that we've been looking at electronic measures of different parts of the body. For the first time now, we're looking at the body as a total electrical field. It's a whole new area in medicine that's opening up. It's more of an energetic medicine, treating the basic body's energy level. This is called an Electro Acuscope, and it measures the electrical system in the body, and with a computer that's built into it, it's able to compare and alter your electrical system.
Is it painless?
Absolutely. We're working on the body's own electrical system. So we've been very effective with it and with no side effects. So we're all very excited.
The injuries are graphic, and when a number of players are already sidelined, like in the Milwaukee Bucks case, others who need healing time are forced back into action early. Now at crunch time, Michael Jordan's competitive nature has taken over the pain of a groin injury, though yesterday he hobbled at times noticeably on the court.
When you win, you kind of forget about pain.
But when the nicks and bruises take their toll, it's difficult to forget the pain. Oh, many of the Bulls are spending a lot of time these days with trainer Mark Feil and his wonder machine, called an Acuscope.
It's actually like doing acupuncture without needles.
The machine has been on the market for at least 10 years. There's no limit on the frequency of use, and lately Air Jordan is sleeping with one.
It certainly has helped out tremendously in terms of helping the injury heal itself. And, you know, I'm going to get a little bit of treatment today, and hopefully it can continue to heal.
4-year-old Kathy had been full of life. Then an accident 2 weeks ago crippled the poodle's rear legs so that she could barely drag herself around. Kathy's owners in Southern California were ready to have the dog put to sleep. But the looks on their children's faces told them they had to try something, and surgery was out of the question. He took this videotape when the dog arrived. She had to be pulled around on a leash and constantly whimpered in pain.
This is Taffy when she was reunited with her family 3 weeks later.
Tell you about a dream that I have every night.
All right, hi, my name is Michael McNamara. I'm a baseball player. Earlier this year, I had been throwing the baseball. About 8 pitches in, I was hitting, upper 90s. I basically let loose, and my arm just snapped. My roommates and my teammates heard the crack. It was a spiral fracture of the humerus just from throwing. Now, as you can see, my wrist just hangs. I can lift my wrist maybe a millimeter. Dangly hands I can grip, but extension of the thumb, extension of the fingers, raising of the wrist is all not there. And it's severe pain, obviously, through the break. 32, 33 days of post-op out of surgery. It's been 6 months since my injury, and about 3 months since I've been using John's machine. But now I'm full range of motion. You can see up here, got it all feeling back. As before, my arm about 3 months ago was still down like this. I mean, I couldn't move it at all. I couldn't feel a thing, and now I'm full range of motion, almost 100% back. So yeah, it's been awesome. Awesome. It's a miracle.
So we're out to improve healthcare quality and lower healthcare cost by giving it common sense medicines, simple technique of grounding your feet. A little more high technique is reading and treating the body's energy levels and what is healthy and what is not healthy in the electrical potential of the human body. And the electrical potential along that cellular membrane, as you were discussing earlier, is of utmost importance. As you talked about the being able for the cell to breathe in the nutrient and get rid of the waste product. And those gates, what are now known as voltage-sensitive ion channels in the cell, that was discovered by 2 German scientists that got the Nobel Prize in 1991.
So I think grounding and all the vibrational therapies that you bring to the table and what all these other great scientists are bringing to the table is really going to impact the future and the life we lead in the years to come. So I'm really excited about the future of medicine. I have great hope for this country because of guys like you and again, all those people out there that really want to make a difference. So I'm excited.
This a new paradigm, a shift from sickness to wellness, and new tools that promise a brighter future in healthcare in the 21st century and beyond. There is a future without pain, and with the advent of microcurrent technology, it is here now.